Hey stoners, how are you today? I put up a video earlier of me practicing my guitar next to this really nice road up in Ojai. It goes up towards Casitas Lake and stuff. But I stopped where it was kind of a bend in the road, and I wanted to sit near these beautiful oak trees that are just... I should have taken a picture, stupid me. We're gonna go out and take some pictures of what's happened to our lakes and stuff later this week. So I'll try to get some pictures out of it so you can see what the rain's been doing. But the rain has finally saturated the ground. The grass is at least 4 to 6 inches high and just thick as a troll's hair and bright green. I'm like, because we haven't seen California like this in a while. Once the rain lets up and Californians get to see glorious California in all of its sunlight, they're gonna go. You know, because it looks amazing. So different than the brown paper bag that it has been for so long. Anyway, I was up there and I just wanted to stop by this one spot. I had taken this corner so many times as a kid, you know, so many times, because I grew up in Oakview, you know, and I kind of have a fondness for this one corner, and it just looked delicious. I mean, the oak trees were just gnarly and black, and the ground was green, and there was drips and wet oak leaves on the ground. It was just like, that's my spot. I'm going to sit there. And the cars going by, I'm scared to death to play in front of people because I'm just learning, right? So, like, I've been practicing tons of songs, practicing at home. Fucking got road rash on my fucking hands. You know, I'm fucking practicing. I still suck, but I shake. I feel it in my shoulders, and I'm, like, nervous, and I'm embarrassed. And so I'm trying to learn to have courage. So sitting there at the roadside without people necessarily walking by, because I'm not prepared for that, but driving by and going, what is that girl doing? And it's loud and, you know, very distracting. It helps me to, okay, I've got to learn to deal with that. That's, you know, if you're going to play in front of your friends or at a party or something like that, you have to learn to know this fucking song or to be able to fucking do whatever you want on the fly without being distracted by what's going on. So I thought that was a really helpful moment. Plus, that's a really good spot because it looks over Johnny Cash's old house in Casita Springs. So I just felt really inspired right there. And the cars weren't so bad. It was kind of neat. I like the sound. The ground's so wet. Anyway, the ground's saturated up in Ojai. So I saw a lot of trucks out, and they were dealing with little tiny slides here and there. And it looks like we're going to get even more rain, so yay, you know. It may get dangerous a little bit, but we couldn't be more thrilled out here in California. Speaking of which, I have something to show you. This is Cheech and Chong right here I got. And oh, does it smell so sweet. Oh, does it smell so delicious. Looky there. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get my headlamp I'm using for a light right now. It's so dark in my house, you would not believe how fucking dark it is here. Cheech and Chong. Anyway, I have some of that to show off. Oop. I love headlamps. I love tools. And then what I really got online to make this video for is to spew bullshit a little bit about, hey, what's going on? This is what I did today. It's just raining. It's lovely. You know, I got a little money and I split it with my son because, you know, he was like dry. So I bought some weed, gave him some for free. Very nice day. Very nice day. Anyway, what I really got online for was to discuss something that I've been thinking in the back of my head that I'm wondering how you guys feel about, that's listening, that cares what this crazy old person has to say in her home in California. People shouldn't, but they do. They shouldn't care, especially trumplings. Oh, I'm so suck right now. Anyway, here's my thought. First off, they won the election. They're absolutely right about that. The election's over with. Hillary Clinton has become, you know, the like, I don't know, patron mother for all women's rights or something right now. She's kind of taking that mantle, and she's the fallen soldier, and so she's the martyr, and it almost sanctifies her in a very strange way. I don't know how to feel about all that. That's weird. The other thing is Barack Obama is having the most fun of his life. He is the happiest man I've ever seen, and I wonder if he's trolling Trump, because he knows how fucking miserable Trump must be right now and needs his nappy time at 6:30 or whatever it is, right? So there's all that going on where they won, but they just don't seem happy. You notice they're not happy. They're all smiling, but it's a smile like, I'm so gonna fuck you. And that's not joy, is it? They're not living with joy in their heart right now. And they're not living for themselves. They're living for Donald Trump. They're his whore, and they are very unhappy. They took his mark on their bodies, on their head, like 666 kind of stuff. They took his brand, right? Like their forehead was a billboard for him to put shit on. They bent over and took that. Now his foot is directly shoved up their ass, and they're just all trying to desperately convince us all how happy they are. And I don't think they are. They sure as shit don't taste like it to me. Not when I take out a chunk of one of them. It tastes gamey and it tastes sour. You know? So I see all these Republicans, and they're voting in Congress, but then there's a 50-50 tie for the Secretary of Education, which actually gives it to Pence. And Pence has to be the tiebreaker. Don't you see the Republicans wash their hands of that person and stuck Donald Trump, nailed him like a donkey or pinata or something like that. Like one of these party games, like pin the tail on the donkey. Nailed him with this. So if she fucks up or she's caught in a scandal, they can say, well, Pence was the deciding vote. You know? And watch, because you'll see teachers' unions go to work on this person. And they're very good at what they do. They have to be. It's survival. You know what I mean? Without unions, you know, like when I first came into the district, I wasn't involved in the union. I didn't give a shit about all that. The thing is, what happens with unions is when somebody kicks you in the nuts, you start looking up your fucking rights. Nobody ever goes out of their way to go find out what the hell's going on. It's not till somebody treats them like shit. And then, boy, they just drum up support like you wouldn't believe. So usually, the boss tries not to go totally crazy because there's a blowback, you know? Well, Trump's like, you sense that his people, trumplings, are not living for themselves today. They're defending him. They're living for him. Only he, every morning they wake up, I must defend Trump. I must defend Trump. I must defend Trump. Meanwhile, Barack Obama supporters, Hillary Clinton supporters, Mitt Romney supporters, Bernie Sanders supporters have all pissed off to somewhere else where they're talking about their shit. Which is, and they're laughing because they're not the ones that have to sit there supporting and defending their guy. It's the sucker Trump supporter that has to do that. And boy, you can feel that they're not happy about it. They have to give up Budweiser. They have to give up Hollywood. They have to give up everybody that they like, whether it's a rock star or something, because they insulted their Lord and Master Donald Trump. Think about this like in a religious sort of biblical term. Maybe this will get through to some of the Trumplings. You've given your soul up for somebody else. You're not living for yourself, and you're not living for today, the day that the Lord gave you as a gift. You are handing it to a rich guy in power. Are you nuts? Not how I was raised as a Christian. Just saying. My last point is, Donald Trump argued that he was the smart guy because he took the Electoral College. He played his campaign, so he didn't care about the popular vote, and he went directly for what would win. And I would argue he made a terrifying mistake. A mistake that few, if any, other American politicians have ever tried. And now we're all gonna see. How bad's that gonna get? What's gonna happen when the majority is not on your side? Whether you believe them to be illegal aliens or whatever the fuck crazy shit you've told yourself to make this work. Remember, you're not living for yourself today. You're living for your Lord, Master God on high. You've given yourself up. Your life is gone. You've attached yourself to this man through the mechanism of pride. And in order to defend your honor and your pride, you have to defend every shit thing he does. Must be fun. You must be having a ball. So that's my point, was it smart to go for just the Electoral College and not the popular vote? Because it sure as shit don't look smart to me. Just saying. Everybody's scared of Jeff Sessions. I think Jeff's gonna have a lot of lawsuits to deal with. That's what I think. If you haven't noticed, we're all on the Orient Express. And there's remember that rich bad guy from the Orient Express? And he ends up dead right away. Hercule Poirot's got, like, all of you are suspects. All of you had a reason. They all fucking spoiler alert, they all did it. They fucking drugged the guy. They laid him out. And they each took a knife and said, "This is for my son. This is for my wife. This is for the CNN. This is for Hillary Clinton. This is for insulting the CIA. This is for..." We're all on the Orient Express, man. And we're just wondering when that night's gonna come when he's gonna have his toddy. And it's gonna be the last toddy he ever had. Because that's clearly what's happening now. And it's only a matter of time before the Republicans start on him. It's only a matter of time before... Can't you see what they're using him for? They're sucking the poison out of their party and detaching him with it in there and then throwing it on the ground and stomping it dead. Pretty soon, my brother said this, he's absolutely right. Pretty soon, no one's going to claim to be a Trump supporter. No one that you know at your job. Nobody that you're going to meet on the street. Tippy-typing on Twitter where it doesn't even fucking matter what you say. You can say whatever the hell you want. It's Twitter. It's like writing in crayon somewhere. It fucking doesn't matter what you say unless you're a dumbass politician or you have something to lose. If you're a normal person, you can say whatever the fuck you want. People can make fun of you. Who cares? They're stupid for even looking at you. You know, you just suckered them, you know? They actually cared and engaged. Dummies. You know. I got into a little bit with some in a live stream watching the Security Council was asking questions about how this whole Muslim ban was implemented. And of course, you know, the security chief or whatever was taking the fall, like Ollie North style, for Trump to defend him. And there were congressmen up there teasing him. "Thank you, sir, for taking your time, valuable time, and you could be in retirement now, but you chose to come and do this for this wonderful government that is paying you back." So, I mean, dude, that's a dig! That's a dig. That's like, you gotta come here and carry this pail of shit for that shithead fucking president, and you just gotta eat that. Because honor. Because that's your job, dude. Ollie North style. You're supposed to take the fall for the king, man. And just doesn't it feel so good for you to be throwing out all that like honor and shit right under the fucking bus for such a turd? They were fucking teasing that guy. And then they jumped on with all this crazy drug interdiction talk, which is not one of it. They're fishing. Here's what I see. The Republicans know they've lost the marijuana argument. So they need Sessions to go after something that will still enable them to be racist. All right? So they're talking a lot about marijuana or drug interdiction across the board, or dealing with things like heroin and cocaine. And I'm going, I noticed she didn't mention oxycodone or fentanyl. Are you sure you want to talk about this? I want you to think very fucking carefully right now. Because once you open the store with Jeff Sessions, you cannot close this Pandora's box. And this might be exactly what's going to be good for our movement. Is the minute that you jackboot your dumb ass in here like a fucking clown. And everyone laughs at you. No matter how deadly and threatening you are. And I've already seen a taste of that in Florida. With that crazy lady that was with her sexy fucking ninja warriors that's like, talking about heroin with Trump pictures on it. You've got to be kidding me. You are seriously fishing for funding, girl. Look what he said, Daddy. He insulted you, Daddy. You should kick his ass. You're going to see a lot of this. I see a lot of these guys trolling now. They're not Republicans. They don't give a fuck about Trump or his movement or his people, but they see that all you gotta do is piss him off and you could get him to go after some people you don't like. So what I see coming is a hell of a lot of lawsuits. And people suckering each other left and right, pushing their buttons, getting them mad, getting them to jump when they shouldn't. Trumplings should not be worrying about the liberals right now. The Trumplings should be worrying about the sharks that are circling them because they look like ripe fruit on the vine. Suckers. They see Trump's act and they're like, we could get a piece of that. We could get a piece of that. And you see it coming, man. You see it coming. They're circling these Trumplings. All I gotta do is scare you to get you to open your wallet? Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna get me a little piece of that action. Meanwhile, California's not gonna waste their money on stupid idiot prohibition, while Florida does. Who's gonna come out on top? You tell me. We make money, they spend money in the black hole of prohibition. They throw dollar bills into a hole that goes down into an incinerator in hell. Your tax money. Every day that you spend on the job, every day that you drive to work, a little piece of that sweat and toil goes right into a bottomless pit of nada called prohibition. That money could go someplace to help you to make the roads you're driving on better, or the police that are monitoring those roads a little more professional. But no, they got to have their gain. It's a haunted house. It's jump scare. You gotta be kidding me. This is the best you can do? Okay, let's say just under half are suckers for this play. Take advantage of them. Go in there, squeeze them like lemons, take money from them. They are ripe for the picking. They've already sold their souls to Donald Trump. Why shouldn't you get a piece too? So quit being a liberal, or at least online, and start pretending to be a Republican. Completely agree with everything they say! And then suck money out of them like there's no tomorrow. Because they're dumb. Just my advice. Just my observation. Sitting here on the sidelines watching the shit show. There's lots of opportunities that Donald Trump is creating that his idiot Trumplings may have no idea that they are stepping into right now. For the love of Trump, they give up their reason, themselves. They do things they know damn well they shouldn't be doing. That's trouble. It's just me, stony, thinking about the whole thing. You know? You tell me. Do they really look happy? Or do they look like shit-eating grins? Because shit-eating grins have got pain hiding deep down inside. When somebody's got a shit-eating grin, it's because they got a chip on their shoulder, and that means butt hurt. That means they got a sore spot, a chink in the armor, someplace you can put an arrow. Find it. Take advantage of it. Just saying. Okay, so you stay high and goodbye and chin up. Don't you worry about what's going on. It looks like our democracy's checks and balances are holding, though the Republicans will try to rip that apart. I say the more that they do, like for instance, Jeff Sessions could be the death of states' rights. Think about that. Him going after marijuana, if he tried to do that, would sink the NRA's whole fucking argument about states' rights. States' rights would go out the window, and the next time the Democrats were in power, they'd use that very same road to go in and get gun control, and I mean real gun control. And it would be Jeff Sessions' fault. Think about that. Marijuana legalization is a states' rights issue. So is the NRA. So is their right to have a gun. In order to protect one, they have to protect the other. He can try some smart-ass fucking splitting of hairs like they did with the Muslim ban, but you see what that's getting. So I predict lawsuits, 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 lawsuits as long as the moon. I mean, just forever and ever lawsuits from everywhere. Lawsuits. Some lawyers are going to get paid because this is going to be just screw up after fuck up, after poor choice, after wrong way, after barked up the wrong tree, after over the cliff and down the road and drowned in a well. I mean, holy crap, these people are getting themselves into, they're getting themselves into more trouble than they probably realize. After all, they have the complete field. They get pinned with everything. And the Republicans have already started to figure out ways to pin it on Trump and not themselves. So they already know that some of these things are going to backfire. That would explain a 50-50 vote on the Secretary of Education. It tells me what their mind is. They're worried. They want control of Trump. Sooner or later, they're going to be on our side. They're going to be the heroes, face it. That's exactly how this story will end up. The Republicans will save the day by slaying the Trump monster after they get everything they want. It's a brilliant narrative. It cleans their party of the stupid. They abandon their racism and they move into the future. And they use all the dummies in their party to do it. By promising them to, I'm going to clean the swamp. We're going to clean the swamp. Suckers. Man, suckers. Born suckers. You're just seeing a lot of people that are fucking born suckers, man. Easily played. Go get yourself a piece. Looks like they got plenty left. Alright, so, adios.